Swearing. Swearing. This episode of Breaking Glass, the Bowie Catalogue, like all the others so far, contains swearing. Sound level. Test, test. 1, 2, 3,
Big
4.
fat test. Testing all the way.
Test your ass.
Test your heart today.
Test your heart today.
Don't play the game of test.
Hello and welcome to episode 6 of Breaking Glass, the Bowie Catalogue. This week we will be talking about Aladdin Sane.
Yes, and we're going to be talking from the perspective of two very tired, slightly hungover men.
Yes, slightly hungover.
Literally just said that.
You said from the perspective. You didn't say you were.
I'm terribly sorry, I thought that was clear. Clearly this is going to be an enjoyable hour.
Yeah.
There's not a great deal of news, is there?
News-wise, no, there's not a whole lot. There's the news that the town that they shot the Let's Dance video in Australia is holding some kind of festival to celebrate it.
To celebrate the fact that a music video was once recorded there.
If you remember the video, that's quite a sleepy town. That would have been the biggest thing that happened to them ever.
Oh, wow. That was, 30 odd years ago.
Yeah, well, they even made a film last year about the whole making of the music video, with this featuring catch-ups with the stars of it.
You're joking.
No, I did it. I interviewed the director and everything for Vulturehound.
Did you?
Yeah.
How did this pass me by?
I don't know.
What the hell's that? What is that film like?
I didn't get around to watching it, so I was interviewing.
Oh, clearly.
I was interviewing purely on a kind of like, I know some stuff about Bowie, so let's jazz about that.
That's professionalism.
Yeah, oh yeah, I did keep asking it. Can I see a copy of the film beforehand? I mean, I've not got any access to it, so you're more than happy for me to go into this interview, bullshitting, but I've seen it.
Yeah.
There's times when she'd say, it's like, oh, so you know that moment in the film? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good bit, that. Well done. It's compelling interview.
Yes, I felt that was masterful.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of the film now. It's something like when Bowie Down Under or something like that.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
It was shown at last year's London Film Festival. I've not heard of it since.
A film about a music video.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, I think it's a relatively short film. I think it's like a 25-minute, half-hour affair.
Yeah. You could just watch the music video, couldn't you?
The video is quite long, if I remember. They don't add stuff to it, isn't it? Like a 7-minute thing. Well, Let's Dance is 7 minutes, really, isn't it?
Yeah, to be honest, his music videos have often shook me cold.
No.
Yeah.
Right, really?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, I liked the Black Star ones. They were good.
Well, yeah, they're really good.
Yeah.
I was Loving the Alien. That's a great video. Where he's blue, like the album cover.
I don't remember it.
It's basically they just imagine the album cover with all the stained glass windows, and then there's nuns and priests and.
Does he jump about a bit?
I don't remember a lot of. There's a lot of running on the spot.
Well,
after them
wouldn't be a music video in the 80s unless there was.
Yeah, there's a
running
lot
on
of
the
that. So we're not talking about anything interesting here.
No, but we talked last night, didn't we, about the artwork? But we got into we ended up talking for quite a long time about the artwork.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we didn't really mention on a Ziggy episode.
Obviously.
Because that's pretty much where we went. So the famous K West shot, which has now become something of a bit of a shrine to him.
You've been there, I haven't.
Yeah, so down in Haddon Court now, where it is, the day he died, and I work literally across the street from it, so I thought I'd just pop down and see what was happening. And by 12:30 that day, there was already hundreds of flowers and bouquets and like camera crews just pointing at the blue plaque that says Ziggy Stardust was recorded here. It's now I believe it's a lot of restaurants down there now. So I think it's like a tapas bar now, where the old studio was.
It's just a street, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just it's kind of like in a little... It's off a street, and it's just like this little cul-de-sac-y thing. It's very nondescript, and I imagine back then when they took the picture it was even more nondescript. So, yeah. Plus, we did talk about the fact we didn't discuss the Ziggy Stardust for motion picture live album.
No, we didn't. Which we both really like.
And also mentioned the Santa Monica 72, which got its proper release a few years back.
So we have a plan.
Yes.
We're going to do a coda to this whole thing. We decided we don't really want to end on Black Star.
Because it will be a downer to finish on that note.
An ocean of tears. So we're going to do a bonus Breaking Glass of the live album roundup.
Yeah, live album roundup. We'll do that right at the end of it all.
Yeah. I mean, they're all songs that we've obviously discussed, apart from things like My Death and Amsterdam.
Yeah.
So you're really just talking about the sound and the circumstances, aren't you?
Yeah, it'll be more talking about which versions sound great, and then some that probably noodle on a bit too long.
And what in the hell they were doing with the production of Stage.
Yeah.
Well, they make everything sound like it's made of rubber. I don't like it.
And probably by the time we get around to recording that, there'll have been about five more live albums come out.
Oh, unquestionably.
I look forward to seeing which shows they choose to bring out. Yeah,
as they crack open the Visconti vault.
Yeah. There's a lot in there.
But in terms of cover art, we've both got personal favourites because he gave great cover.
Ooh, he gave cover.
Well, Station to Station is one of my favourite records, but I don't particularly care for the artwork. I mean...
So I do really like it, just because the literal, in a sense, of the film, alien quality of it. I like the sparseness of that black and white album cover. Obviously not the CD reissue, where it's just a colour still image from the film. But when it's got the proper red...
The red writing and the white...
the white framing. Yeah.
Yeah, that is quite good. It's not as good as Low, though, is it?
No, Low's really nice.
Low's amazing.
Yeah.
I had a T-shirt with that on it once. I wore that to death.
Never Let Me Down. Wonderful.
Not a strong cover.
Evocative cover.
The cover is indicative of the bilge that lies within. He's dressed as a yokel, lunging wildly from a circus. It's terrible.
You do wonder what was the concept there.
I think he just happened to be dressed as a sort of farmhand.
But why the circus? I mean, more than any other album cover he did, they would have had to stage all that and put time and effort.
No.
Do you think he was just milling through a field?
No, that's what his front room looked like at the time.
Oh, makes sense.
The circus years.
And that's how he'd go to get the door when he heard the doorbell go.
Lunge wildly at it. Yeah.
Alright, makes sense now.
Yeah.
Put it all in perspective.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shitty cover.
Shitty cover.
Tonight's cover's better.
Yes, it is. I'll give you that one, Adam.
As is the sound and the song.
No, we're going to come to this.
And everything else.
No,
that's it.
No.
Still not a good album.
No, we're not. That's not a dispute. Right, we will come to that.
The point is, we
many
want to hear
years
what
from
other
now.
people think, don't we?
Yes.
We want to hear what our dedicated listenership feel was his strongest album cover.
Yes, so we're going to try this out and see where it takes us, but we're looking to throw up a few more things on the social medias. We'll throw some things up on Twitter, just because we'd love to actually just get more people listening involved, both of you.
Chonty and Tim.
So, we're going to start throwing up on the Twitter some polls, just
Start throwing up on Twitter.
We're going to start throwing up on Twitter some polls, and like you say, we're going to start off with album covers, and we'll start, if enough people get involved, we'll start chatting about them. Each episode we'll start bringing up other subjects, favourite album tracks, what you think the great game for the particular album we're going to be talking about next will be. So yeah, hopefully we'll implement this ground plan.
Brilliant cover.
What's that?
David Live. You know when he looks like a skeleton in a massive suit?
Yeah, he doesn't look well.
No, he looks really ill. And I know we've spoken a lot in this podcast about the difference between when we were kids listening to him and now as jaded men. But that album cover put me off for the longest time.
Yeah, for the longest time, the Young Americans album cover put me off a bit.
Yeah, well, it would, wouldn't it?
Because he did look like he was just beckoning me in very seductively.
And you've long been a confirmed homophobe.
Damn right. Mick Ronson's dad had it right.
Mick Ronson's dad.
Yes.
One's working on,
lad.
And, of course, the album that we're here to discuss today has got possibly the most iconic image of him ever taken.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe assumption that is the most iconic image.
When the guy died, that's the picture that accompanied a lot of the newsreels, isn't it?
Right, with that quick bit of news of a Let's Dance festival. I mean, we've already been recording for 3 hours. We've got to get on now, Adam. We've covered so much ground without talking about much in particular.
Yeah. I mean, I've grown a beard in the time since we started recording.
Beard. Right, Tewkesbury are getting restless in the
because,
VIP area.
Because they're trying to work out where the VIP area is at this moment in time.
I can't think of a funny location.
Can you not?
No.
You surprised me. Well, it turns out that we're recording this week from in the court of the Crimson King. Guess where I looked?
So, as you'd expect from in the court of Crimson King, it's surprisingly it is actually just a massive face, and we seem to just be inside the mouth.
Yeah. I mean, I think the colour scheme is a bit oppressive, to be honest.
I mean,
it's very crimson, to be honest.
There's not a lot in it. It's just a big empty space with a throne inside the mouth. So I think, to be fair, Tewkesbury, I think you can pick a corner of the court and have at it. Don't worry. Paul's brought a little picnic basket with all the nibbles, including the spectoral ones, Lord Reef. And I think Powell's Booth will be more than happy to set up a table.
Mike.
Yeah.
Mike, look at the door. Look over by the door. It's the fucking bad seats.
Oh, everyone, put your party hat. Put the party hats off. Yeah.
Hi, all right, lads.
Robert, put a tie on.
God's
sake, Robert, comb that hair. How many have we got? How many bad seats are there?
Just three bad seats.
Oh, God, we got 3.
It's the big 3, though.
It's Jim. I see Jim.
Nick's not here. Warren's here. I'm not comfortable. I can't ask them to leave.
Let's make some intelligent conversation later.
Yeah. Paul, you're going to have to get rid of the Haribo. Can you knock up a risotto or something? Or a tabbouleh?
Oh, but I've not got arboreal rice.
I've seen it done with basmati. Just do what you can.
Oh, I'll try, but I'm not a magician.
Your voice has changed, Paul.
I've got a bit of a cold. I do hope you have tissues. Oh, don't worry, I think Jim has a handkerchief he will lend you.
He does, but it's purely cosmetic.
It's embroidered.
I bet it is. I bet it's got a tiny... Jim Sklavounos' embroidered handkerchiefs clearly have drums.
And
the letters JS.
He has stitched into it. Jim Sklavounos. Yeah, that's right.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm. I certainly saw something similar when I spoke to him that time.
Jim Sklavounos. Yes.
As we embraced as friends and chatted for 2 hours. about
Again,
many things.
My
under the sun.
recollection of that evening, I will grant you, is sketchy, but that particular moment, and pretty solid. All you did was kind of grin inanely at the man. You may even have dribbled. While he stared at you, and then your brother said, "Is this the gun club?" He said, "Of course," which we later embellished. But of course,
my boy.
And you have extrapolated from that a firm friendship.
I remember him being very welcoming and friendly.
He didn't speak to you.
He did! We spoke at length!
You didn't.
We did!
We spoke of was and when. You and Jim Sclavounos didn't chat any more than
You weren't there.
Yes,
you
I
didn't
was.
have a Brixton Lemons to go over. You stood at the bar and watched my triumphant moment
I did, yeah. And
after I downed a Jack and Coke.
yeah, and
I'm gonna go talk to Jim.
I spent that entire weekend
Hiding from all the bad
from
seeds.
the bad seeds.
I think we did actually hide from all of them.
Yeah.
Oh no, we
Yeah,
did
yeah.
get a picture with Warren and Noah Taylor,
Yes, we
where I managed to look like I'm photobombing it.
did. To be fair, we have a picture with Jim as well.
Yeah, which my family had blown up, so I had it on my wall for a bit.
Yes, I didn't. I was already blown up in that picture.
Yeah, we're both pretty out of shape and swollen.
That is a bloated image.
I remember when they first got it for me. It's for my birthday, and as I pulling it out, you're the first thing I saw, and it's like, "Oh, you got me a picture of Adam for my wall. Thank you, everyone." And I see what you did there. Amazing.
Oh, I'm there with Jim Sclavounos.
I'm there after we discussed for 3 hours politics, suits, and beard trimming.
You did not have a beard, and at that point were unable to grow one.
Still
You
am.
had yet to embrace the suit.
No, I think I was wearing a shirt and tie with jeans. Ugh. I was young.
You look like a temp.
Fucking hell, music, will to do.
Yes. I don't think that Spanish lager is our friend.
No, it's the Festival de Flavors in my mouth have just left me just brain dead today.
I've not had a good day.
No. The sausage we had earlier was welcome. And then we had breakfast too.
Hey! Let's get this puppy started.
Right.
We'll
Shall we-
lift off now.
Right, let's just get cracked. Aladdin Sane was released in 1973.
Yeah, it was.
Yay!
A year later. To be fair, he was cracking out the hits by this point.
He was just smashing
The
out.
man was a
hits after hit.
songwriting machine.
He had like John I Money Dancing come out in between. I think that came out in between Ziggy
I
and
love
Aladdin
that song.
Sane. Fantastic song. Unfortunately, it's not on the album, so I think we should just give it a quick mention though.
I really like it.
Love it even still. It's one I grew up listening to a lot, and I can jam to that song even now.
Mm-hmm. Is that enough, or do you want more?
We can move on, yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I like the fact that this one, I mean, given that it's an absolute, well, I mean, despite what your mother thinks, it is a magisterial record. He tossed off a lot of the songs when he was on tour.
Yeah, see, I think we're going to have a bit of disagreement because I'm a little bit 50-50 about the whole thing.
It's a patchwork.
Oh, it's a very schizophrenic album. In terms
Ragdoll of an album.
Which, listening to it back the other day, knowing I was going to talk about it, and kind of, for the first time it really occurred to me, it's really an album of two halves. It really has a feel that half of it was recorded like in December, and then the other half was recorded next June, that kind of feeling. Those weren't the dates or anything, but it does have that feeling that his mind was in one place.
I just like the idea that a critic like it's a very June album.
I'm hearing warm summer vibes.
The end of spring.
I mean, it was actually the majority of it was recorded between tours, so
No, definitely. It's not.
it's not cohesive work.
No, not at all.
Sound-wise.
There are songs on it that I think are incredible, and some of his best, actually.
Yeah.
But as an album, Ziggy's better.
Yeah, Ziggy has a more, belay the concept idea. Just musically, it has belay that concept, Bobby.
Both Garson!
I don't know why I went nautical there. I think the trappings of
Belay that conceptual album!
the trappings of the Crimson King and his armada.
Hoist a brace of singles!
Oh, bloody continental lagers. Here on this Spanish galleon. Which incidentally is my dad's insult to me. Well, I don't know what Spanish galleon we got you off. Cravat wearing tosser.
The fact that the gaudiest and most decadent thing that your father can think of is a Spanish galleon.
See?
Belay that concept.
So yeah, Aladdin Sane, a bit more patchwork, sound-wise.
Yeah. I'm going to be, just so you know, in the background, just thinking about the sea. Alright.
Okay.
There may be times when you're thinking, what was that? Why did he say that? It's because I'm probably trying to make a joke about a squid.
Got some squiddly diddlies lined up.
What I'm saying is, I don't know whether or not you're going to be getting an awful lot of Bowie stuff here, but my God, you're going to be getting a man that's really thinking about the ocean.
Oh, get those magical puns in there. Right. Your friend, Charles Shah Murray.
Yes. In many ways, as good a friend of mine as Jim Sklavounos is.
He is your Jim to my Adam. That works, yeah, that works.
All right,
here, yeah.
Whatever, yeah. Charles, or Chaz, as I call him.
Chazza
met, well, we were introduced by...
At a Wetherspoons?
No. It was a guy, I worked at the Spoons. And I got chatting to a bloke who came in there who was managing that fella from the MC5. He used to be their manager.
Johnson? Oh, not John Sinclair. No, he's the famous fella from the MC5.
The other one.
The other one.
Yeah. And he was doing some sort of performance poetry thing.
You mean a gig?
With Charles Shah Murray squalling on guitar behind him. And the Alabama 3 were playing.
And they were there too.
Although we didn't ever see them or hear them.
I remember being in the bar for that and meeting Charles Shah Murray very briefly. But I do not remember any music being played.
We did see a bit of Charles Shah Murray play guitar.
Right, okay. I'll have to take your word for that.
Yeah. To be honest, it was... I mean, if memory serves, it was a bit like So I Married an Axe Murderer, but with a bluesy guitar solo in the back of it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and by the time Alabama 3 ran around, we realised that we couldn't afford to drink anymore. And got.
Are you saying we walked out of a gig to go to a pub? Because that really doesn't sound like us.
It's happened a couple of times.
I've travelled across oceans, paid lots of money to go watch stuff, which I then walked out of a pub.
When have you crossed oceans?
I crossed an ocean to go see Tom Waits.
Was it the Irish Sea?
It's an ocean.
It's not an ocean.
Okay, it's a big blob of water. You're the nautical expert here now.
I'm not an expert. You delighted me by insisting that I belay the concept album. And now I wish we weren't in the court of the Crimson King. I wish we were on...
We're stuck here now.
The Spanish Main.
We paid our deposit on it. I mean, to be fair, for what he commands price-wise to book it out for an evening, it's not a lot of facilities.
He's not laying
It's just
on
a space.
I mean, the Wi-Fi is patchy at best.
You couldn't get your negative zone business done in here.
No, that was fine, by the way.
Oh, good, yeah.
All sorted.
You got back okay?
Yeah, it's all right. Bit tired, though. Got back quite late. Work the next day, you know.
I imagine jet lag back from negative zone would be a son of a bitch.
It is, yeah. To be honest with you, it's just part and parcel of the business, isn't it?
It's the business you've chosen.
It's just this is the business I've chosen. You're going to have to deal with that. What were we talking about?
Aladdin Sane.
Oh, and Charles Shah Murray.
Well, the reason I was leading with that is because, when you do your research and your Wikipedia, your notes...
Both websites.
Charles Shah Murray and his writing partner, whose name I always forget to write down, who wrote at length about all the albums, They described Aladdin Sane as an oddly unsatisfying, considerably less than the sum of its parts affair. Your thoughts?
Charles Shaw Murray wrote that.
Yeah.
Because I have a quote from Charles Shaw Murray as well.
What he gave you in person?
Well, no. We'll come to what he told me.
Over a sherry?
What he gave me in person later on.
Oh dear.
But I have a quote from him saying, Aladdin Sane is probably the album of the year and a worthy contribution to the most important body of musical work produced in the decade.
So that sounds like a contemporary review. I think this was written a few years later.
No, it was written in 1973.
Well, yeah,
in April.
It would have been a contemporary review then.
Oh, when you say contemporary, I assumed you meant like 2016.
No, I meant contemporary with the album.
Oh, right, yeah. That's probably what it is then.
Probably, because I think my quote was from about NME in 1981.
I can't quite believe that we're quibbling over, well, quotes, a quote quibble.
It's a quote quibble.
Of Charles Shaw Murray.
You came in guns blazing. I set down my table.
Well, he's my friend, so...
Well, okay, you and your bosom buddy Murray. We'll go with that then.
That was an awkward encounter. I mean, it was from that day that I implemented my hiding policy.
When you ran out of polite conversation to have. Really enjoy your Bowie work. Yeah, I'm not really doing that anymore.
Yeah,
and I have officially run out of things to talk to you about.
To be honest, that was mainly just the 70s. Yes! Anyway, this is Mike.
Alright, enjoy your work. Adam, do you want anything from the bar?
Yes, I would like you to take me there.
Yeah. I'll never forget about meeting.
Yeah, and the outlandish claims he made.
Right. Okay, we've been talking for 5 hours now. We've not gone to a song yet. So
yeah, I mean, I died once.
I know. Thank God Paul knows how to CPR.
Now, the first song.
Watch Fat Man!
Oh, honey. You're not a huge fan, are you?
No.
Why? I mean,
I'll tell you for
because
why.
we desperately tried to avoid talking about this last night.
Yeah, once you said, it's a great album opener, I just went, is it?
It took real effort for the next, 3 hours of Spanish lager infused to go, why? What is wrong with you?
It's a saucy number, I'll give you that.
It's a balls out swinger.
It's a bluesy. It's got things about it. I like it. It just sounds like it just sounds unfinished. It's just, I think when that guitar comes in, it's just really like, here we go. Oh, that's a bit dull.
Well, it is if you sing it like that.
I'm not sure how to sing guitar more. Da 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 da.
What's that? Caruso.
That was
Sebastian from The Little Mermaid.
Go on and kiss the girl.
I think you're completely and utterly wrong.
I think it sounds undermixed, underproduced. And like Ken Scott, who co-produced it with Bowie, later said that the sound is how they wanted it to sound, because other people complained, but it sounded underproduced, and they said that's the sound we were going for.
You and they are wrong. It is an excellent, raucous party of a song. It swings. Mike Garson
I like it. I just
hammers the piano.
Don't get me wrong.
The saxophone is great.
I like it. I think as an album opener, it's very underwhelming. And I think there's other songs on this album that could be better suited for that job. I think if it was slotted in somewhere else on the album, it would work just fine, just dandy. I like it. It's got that. It still sounds a bit glam, but it's going to America, so it's going bluesy style. It's got all that in it. I just think, as the first track, I can see where my mum was coming from.
Don't invoke her name at this early stage. And I was desperately trying to think of a thing to say, which was, and thank God you're so far over to starboard, because otherwise I'd strike you with a stick. You are wrong. It's not.
Go on.
I'm not saying that it's got tremendous depth. I just think it is what it is. And what it does...
And there's nothing wrong with it.
And what it does it very, very well. And what would you say was a better album opener then
I'll tell you exactly what I think was better.
Do so now.
That's insane.
No.
I think, because Watch That Man sounds still very Ziggy heavy in terms of the glam sound, whereas Aladdin Sane kicks in with that really menacing piano. I think it would have been such a more impactful album opener if you put that on and you've just come off of Rock and Roll Suicide and you suddenly hear this beautiful piano. It would be a genuine, what the fuck is this? Where the hell are we going?
I don't think you could do that. Because at this point, he still needed... I mean, it's not like later on when he had all the money. This is a point where he's still going, it's alright everyone, I know I've retired Ziggy, and you all thought I was insane. I can still do this, look at that, and then, later on.
Oh yeah, and it smacks of that, and it feels a bit...
Well, it's a canny move.
Before we move on to title track, do you want anything else about Watch That Man?
I'm right, you're wrong, move on.
I don't think it's a bad song, I just think it's a weak album opener.
I think it's a great album opener.
Well, you're wrong.
Well.
Yep.
I should be glad when we've got an ocean between us again.
Or when we've got our Irish ocean between us.
Well, neither of us are going, yeah. Aladdin Sane.
Are you going to Dublin or am I? Someone has to cross that ocean.
Oh, you mean get it done?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'll look into it, but I've used a lot of my air miles.
Okay.
Aladdin Sane?
Yeah.
It's good.
Fucking love Aladdin Sane, it's one of my favourites.
Better than good.
Yep.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's really quite creepy.
It's surprisingly creepy.
He still could have gone with Cobbler Bob though, couldn't he?
Yeah, the sound is so different from anything he's done before, and just the musicianship on all fronts. So just the spiders all just sound tighter.
Yeah, he is at this point.
He's moving on from being in a rock band to being a musician.
Hey everybody, this is Mike.
Hi everyone. Have you heard about Scientology? Oh, no.
Don't talk to him. Let his fingers do the talking. He's going to be all over this album, so get used to him.
Yeah.
It's Garson's album.
Yeah.
Much like Ronson's album was the one that preceded it.
And Wakeman before that.
Yeah. I mean, there is definitely, at this point, very much a lead instrument.
Yes.
A tradition that continued all the way up to Earthling, where the lead instrument was a synthesizer. Or however it is they make drum and bass.
Drum machines.
Is it? What?
Sampler machines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although, we were saying, we even mentioned it last time, how I always think of Aladdin Sane as a piano album. There's actually only really 3 piano-led Mike Garson theatrical numbers on it.
Yeah, but
But they really are the monoliths of the album.
Yeah, everything else has... I don't want to say filler.
Yeah.
But there are standout moments, and then there's a big drop in quality. I think it's still a Bowie album, and therefore it's still excellent.
Yeah.
But you've got time. Flexes like a whore. You're never really, if you're a song and time is on the album, you're never going to be as good as that.
No. I still think the piano solo in this goes on a little bit long. The avant-garde piano bit.
Some of the versions of this have that piano solo even longer, don't they?
Yeah, I just love it. The whole song just has this really sinister vibe to it, which I really like.
No, it's nice.
I didn't realise until recently, apparently it's inspired by Evelyn Waugh's... Is it Waugh?
Mm.
Yeah,
okay.
Vile Bodies.
Or Wow.
Evelyn Wow!
Evelyn Wow.
Wow, Evelyn!
Oh my god, the
Vile Bodies! Evelyn
Wow. I've never read it. I've never read any.
No, he said he was reading it while he was touring America with Ziggy, and he said he saw a lot of the same frivolous, decadent, and silly behaviour in America that he saw in the book he was reading at the time. So Aladdin Sane's kind of his version of Vile Bodies in modern America at the time.
Mm.
So, But, you know, when I come out with these little facts which I've written, because they're off the internet, you really have no idea how truthful these are. So some of them I'd say take with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, I mean, you could basically say anything, couldn't you?
Really could. Fiddly biddly bongly boo.
Well, I mean, probably use words.
Oh, okay.
Then they are more compelling.
Okay, I'll bear that in mind.
Yeah, Aladdin Sane's fantastic.
I just fucking love Aladdin Sane title track. It's one of my favourites.
Yeah. I didn't pay any attention to the numbers in the title when I was younger.
No.
I just didn't think about it at all.
No, and it's till 1970.
Ooh.
Yeah?
I think we've done it.
Battle Cries and Champagne. That's a great line.
Oh, right, yes.
That wasn't what the king is offering here.
Right, no, I assumed it just described your first marriage.
To
Pow!
Margaret.
Yeah.
Battle
Cries, or quite frankly, Battle Cries and Champagne. It's your mum.
Oh my god, it is!
I'd like to talk about Driving Saturday, please.
Boop, 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 boop. Yep, go on.
Famously, of course, Mott the Hoople wanted it, and he went, I'm going on to it, lads.
See, I thought they turned it down.
No.
Because the legend is, he said he then got so angry that they turned it down, he went and shaved his eyebrows off. Which he said during VH1 Storytellers.
You see, I've read.
See, this is where the internet, those two websites, really fuck you over.
One of them.
IKEA says one thing, the other website says another.
I was under the opinion that they had come to him for... What accent did we say that Ian Hunt had? Oh, basically...
Jeff Lynne.
Jeff Lynne. Right, hang on. Okay. David, we're really struggling here, mate. I mean, I've been on tour for some time. And he said, absolute nightmare. Oh, we haven't had a hit. David reaches into his William Burroughs bag of lyrics.
His Boxo songs.
His Boxo songs, 75% of which is currently full of the word love.
Angie, you've got to stop putting in there.
And then says, you can have all the young dudes. What's this one here, David, about a driving Saturday? I mean, cars are big business.
People like cars.
People like them. They love a car. They love an automobile. Driving along in the automobile. Very, very famous. So, as about give us that one in. And he said, no. Which, to be honest with you, after Jeff Lynne had wobbled on for that amount of time,
he's trying to get out of
it.
No.
Now,
see what I heard.
Vivid retelling.
What I heard at the same meeting
with the accent, please.
Oh, I can't do it with the accent as well.
Neither can I, clearly.
No, what I heard was, Ian, Jeff, I've got a song here in my Boxo songs. I think you'll find it will be a hit. And he went, no, it's not for us. You see, there's too many cars around at the moment, so we're not really into it. You know that song about driving your automobile? It's got it so
we hate it. We turn down with Ian. Tell David how much we hate it. Quieting down.
We hate it. See, he hates it.
That's on Moss. These are the Hoople.
And then Bowie went, it's so angry. He just took out some razors and off came the eyebrows.
In your mime, you appear to be implying that he keeps two switchblade razors
in the holster. You see what you've driven me to, Ian, stroke Jeff.
My razor blade bandolier.
So conflicting reports there on Driving Saturday.
I mean, I've been believing my version for well over 10 years now. So
I've been believing mine since yesterday.
When you went on one of the websites.
When I went to IKEA.
Yeah, it's amazing the amount of Bowie-related ephemera that's on there.
I mean, you have to look around. They're kind of like Easter eggs. You click on like a kitchen and you've got to click behind a door and it opens up. So, Driving Saturday was originally written for Mott the Hoople.
Yeah, as a word to the wise, if you're looking for information about hours, then you need to look at the Fluggenschlachen shelves. And it's behind.
Thanks, no. Yeah.
There you go. When we get to ours...
I spent ages looking for pin-ups factoids the other day on that.
It's not easy.
No,
it's not easy.
It's not easy. So Driving Saturday is set in the year 2033.
Wow.
And it's
which back then will have seemed like the distant future, but now
my stars, so far away.
I'll just be 45.
And it's about a society where people have forgotten how to make love, and so have to watch old pornographic films at a drive-in to remember how to love and loving love.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Yep. So it's a case of future nostalgia, which you would use again.
Future wank.
Future wank.
David, we've read the lyrics.
It's a bit of future wank.
To be honest with you, we've really changed our mind. We thought it was going to be like a little red Corvette, which
hasn't been written yet.
It's due to be written.
Any minute now.
Or that one that, the Beach Boys did, probably an Aladdin Cadillac. A little Dios Cope.
It sounds much different in that accent.
It does, it's not.
Joe's Cope.
If you pull it out of California, it's very different, particularly if you base it in the Black Country. Little Joe's Cope.
I really like Driving a Saturday.
Everybody does.
It's really sweet. It's one of the hits. It reminds me of my childhood as well. I find it very pleasant.
Your mother used to drive you to watch pornography.
Drop me off. Yep.
It was a simpler time. Yeah, I really love it as well. I don't know anybody that doesn't love it. It's
another one of those great ones where it sounds lovely, but the actual song content is a little bit weird and dystopian, because it's talking about the lines "for crazed ones in the dome."
Lend us a book.
And apparently he got the inspiration for that as he was driving through America, and he'd be out in the outlands where they have all the industrial parks, and he'd just see sporadic lights of industrial parks and on these kind of barren wastelands, and that's kind of what inspired the imagery of it.
Oh, and try to get it on like once before.
Yeah, see, it's all tied together now. Because, whoever made up that fact and wrote it down for, two guys are going to mention this someday on a very lucrative podcast. And it's going to sound bang on. But it also mentions stuff around the time, because he mentions Jagger and Twiggy. So it's futuristic and yet very of the time.
Well, by 2033, Jagger will have been installed into his robot body.
Yes, and Twiggy will still be the icon is even today.
I sometimes get Twiggy and Toya mixed up in my head.
So
I think it's possibly because their accomplishments are about the same. Which is to say, they have no accomplishments.
Toya did Brum.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She wins.
People love cars. Get a little car. Give it a little fight.
Are you saying Ian Hunter came up with the concept for the children's show Brum?
I'm saying, I think that's definitely what I'm saying, yeah. And I think anybody that says otherwise is a scurrilous cur.
Nice.
Thanks. Nautical, wasn't it?
Verging on nautical.
I know, right.
Yeah.
Piratical.
You cove.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I like the doo-wop sound of it.
I like the fact that it's set in the future, but it's basically a doo-wop record.
Yeah, it is.
So it's both.
So it's early signs of a Plastic Soul vibe coming in.
Yeah, definitely. He's got it's supposed to sound old-fashioned, but it's a load of future wank.
Future nostalgia. Future wank.
Panic in Detroit.
There's a panic in the doings and Detroitans even.
Written about Charles Shaw Murray.
Is that what Charles Shaw Murray said?
Charles Shaw Murray told me, yeah. He said it's about him.
See, what I read on IKEA
is that it's about John Sinclair. And I'm now thinking, have I remembered that right? Because
did Charles Shaw Murray say, Panic in Detroit, written about me?
I don't, because the guy from the MC5 was there
with the woozle wazzle stick.
With the woozle wazzle. He was there with Chuck, to his friend.
Chuck Muzz.
And I'm now wondering whether or not I have been doing him a disservice for all these years, telling people, you.
You don't know anyone else.
Charles Shaw Murray, Panic in Detroit about me. Yeah.
So instead it was John Sinclair doing that.
Well, John Sinclair was dead.
Well, in jail.
Wasn't he dead?
Well, he wasn't dead, and then in... No, I think he was just in jail for a long time.
We have misremembered.
No, I'm pretty John because John Lennon wrote the song John Sinclair about
John Sinclair.
Yeah, about because he was in jail and all he did was have a bit of weed.
Was it John Sinclair that was at this gig then?
Yes, it was John Sinclair performing with his band.
With Charles Sharma.
Yeah. It wasn't quite the MC5. Was it the MC5?
No, it wasn't the MC5. It wasn't a band. It was just Charles Sharma and him.
Dicking about.
Knocking about, yeah. Reading poems. And
this doesn't really relate to Panic in Detroit that much, going back to that fateful night.
This incredibly confused anecdote. No, I think...
See, what I read, other than the Charles Sharma sayings about him theory, don't know if he did.
Which we are now... I think we're going to have to downgrade it from anecdote to theory.
To hazy memory. See, what I read was, it was an anecdote Iggy Pop had said to David Bowie about meeting revolutionaries in Detroit. Hence, the line, looked a lot like Che Guevara drove a diesel van.
Yes, but John Sinclair did look a lot like Che Guevara at the time. I have no idea whether or not he was driving a diesel. People like it. I don't know whether or not he drove a diesel van. And the MC5.
Do you know if he kept his gun in quiet seclusion?
Yes, because he was a humble man.
Ooh, he sounds it. Go, yeah, read about me.
Me!
John Sinclair, stroke Charles Shaw Murray.
No, don't do that. It will make everybody uncomfortable.
Oh, Robert Smith's uncomfortable just hearing it. Oh, I don't want to hear that kind of thing.
Can't take my toil.
The bad seat's still here.
I've got a really big neck.
The tie just accentuates the girth. I knew I should have worn a stripy shirt. It hides the curves.
A Beatty Goth should not be forced into a tie, man. Yeah, the bad seeds will be gone soon. They're not enjoying themselves.
No, Simon Mayo's trying his best.
I mean, if Simon Mayo can't get you to lighten up, I don't know who can. It's almost as though they find the garbled anecdote confusing and frustrating.
Warren's just looking over, shaking his head.
And a fist. Only time I've ever seen Warren Ellis shake his fist. And it's at me.
How does that make you feel?
Awful.
Oh. I'm sorry, Jim's just giving me a pleasant wave of friendship.
That's not what that gesture means.
Oh, he wants to set up a bill. Sorry, I'll be back in a second.
Dun, 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 dun.
Excellent tip of that, Jim. What a guy. See you, Jim!
I'm glad we played for time.
So there's no drums on Panic in Detroit?
Is there not?
No.
Oh, God,
It's bongos, I think, or whatever.
Would we not call a bongo a drum?
Well, not drum in the sense of a rock band drum, if you will. Will you?
I will.
Thank you.
That's all right.
Yeah. So I only clocked that the other day. There's no drummy drums on it. There's no Woody Woodmansey drums.
Is this something that you have listened to for yourself, or did you get it from the internet?
No, that was a genuine. I clocked that one with my ears.
This is a Michael original.
Michael original.
Oh.
Ain't no factoids here being looked up. I then read it. It's like, oh yeah, no, they've confirmed it.
So
on the other
you made
website.
an observation, and then
the internet confirmed.
and then through proper research.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh.
You're outclassing me here. I apparently don't really remember meeting Charles Shaw Murray.
Those lack of drums give it kind of an odd quality.
Yeah, now I think about it.
It's a great riff as well, and again you've got the backing singers, which are still giving it more soul-tinged.
Well, even they're doing their best.
I actually did you hear the version you re-recorded in 1979, where it's a much more quicker affair, louder. There's drums on it. But you recorded for the Kenny Everett show, but they never used it. But it ended up coming out as a bonus track.
What was it a bonus on?
When Ryko Disc did the re-release, it was on Scary Monsters, I think.
No.
It's not a widely heard version, but it's really good. So it's I'd say it's as good as this one.
Can we bung a link to that up on the Facebook page?
Yeah, no, for that.
Like, can we? I mean, can you do that for me, please?
I will grant you the spoon.
Excellent. And the Crimson King looks on approvingly. What about Cracked Actor?
I've never been a big fan of Cracked Actor.
I think it's quite forgettable.
Yeah, it sounds like when you think that Panic in Detroit and Aladdin Sane sound like he's heading somewhere, Cracked Actor sounds like he's going backwards.
I can dig that.
It could have fit in on Ziggy in terms of the sound. Although it does have a lot of sax on there.
Yeah, the content is...
It's this very sleazy song.
Yeah, it is.
You know, crack baby crack, smack baby smack, suck baby suck. Ooh. Crammed with sizzling gypsies.
Yes, he's a saucy one at this moment in time.
He is, yes. In terms of the sound, the band sounds super tight. The guitar sounds fine. It's got a bit of harmonica in there. But yeah, it's never really done much for me.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you all the way. I think it's only really worth discussion because he's talking about, like, his brain is starting to disintegrate slowly. Yeah, not fully. It's not fully, but he's definitely on his way.
Yeah, it's very...
The edifice crumbles.
Very raunchy and dark. It's a little bit like, we'll go back to our old pal, Kanye West. We discussed several...
God, I'm alive!
Yeah, it was kind of like...
Man cannot live at such speeds.
Yeah, he definitely hit a turning point with his lyrical content where he kind of talked about all the social stuff, and I kind of run out of things to say. I really like fucked up pornography, so I'm just going to do loads of songs about really dark sexual imagery.
Like what?
Oh, he talks about, just a lot of his songs are just about sexual positions and encounters, and like the great line on the new album where he says, "If I fuck this model and she just bleached her arsehole, I'm going to get bleach on my t-shirt," and things like that.
Huh.
As much as I admire him as a producer, he's not a great lyricist.
Or human being.
Well, you say that, but look at the gifts he's given us.
Me personally?
Yes.
I've not had anything since that fruit basket.
Oh, he's not sent you anything else, has he?
No.
You see this massive gold eagle I'm wearing on my arm?
I assumed you'd got that through the dividend of the podcast.
Still waiting for that check to clear? No, this was a gift.
It's nice.
From Mr. West.
Heavy, I imagine.
Yeah, I've definitely bulked up this arm, and this arm's just withered away.
Yeah, the spindle twig on the other side.
This is my hanky arm for when I'm overcome. And I have to throw my hanky in the air to tell strangers not to approach.
Increasingly overcome.
Time! Waiting in the wings.
Best song on the album.
Perhaps. It sounds very different when you move on from Cracked Actor into this.
Yeah.
It's very theatrical.
Oh, yeah.
A little over the top, some would say.
You know when... Yeah, I love that, though.
I love that.
I love overwrought opera Bowie.
Time! False wanking! In quaaludes and red wine!
It's fab. I have a question.
Yeah.
Which I was trying to avoid asking you last night.
Hit me with your rhythm stick.
It's... How many times does he personify time?
Are you asking how many times did Angie put in the Wordo box?
The box? How it works. Love, it just appears to be, love.
Time and love.
Do it! Angie needs money!
Yes, they didn't have a lucrative podcast at the time.
We famously know that free podcasting is absolutely the way to go, money-wise.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I mean, because there's this, and but he mentions it, it's like the opening line to Rock and Roll Suicide, isn't it? There's a couple of times, I think, when he talks about time, as though it's, in a quite sinister way. as though it's a thing that is alive and is
coming to get you.
Mm.
Well, maybe he just thought at this time. Sorry.
Ah.
The circle's complete. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. We'll see you again. No, maybe he just was starting to feel in the back of his mind the lifestyle he'd beginning to lead with the drug and the boozing.
With all the Quaaludes and the red wine.
The Quaaludes and the red wine and the snipers in the brain. And, having those fascinations of mental illness, maybe he thought he wasn't actually going to make it that long. He was going to burn out very soon. So maybe it was just something that was a constant, niggling fear in the back of his mind. Perhaps. Complete conjecture.
I really like the sort of, and I agree with you entirely. I mean, that's the only reason why I haven't contributed today. Because he's done it again. He's absolutely nailed it. I mean, later on he'll make an ass of himself by saying the song sounds a bit bingle bongle, but
good band, Bingle Bongle.
The Bingle Bongles. Yeah, I like the way the song ends in that slightly chanty way.
Your friend Chasmuz.
Oh, Chazzles.
With Roy Carr, that was his writing partner. They said it sounded strained, incomplete, and overdramatic. They are wrong.
They're completely and utterly wrong.
You tell Chaz.
I will, next time I see him. Unfortunately, barbecue season's really rather wound up now, so...
we have to wait for the whole Christmas season.
I'll probably have to see him for, the famous June releases of the albums.
The other interesting thing about this is it was side 2 opener on the vinyl.
Okay.
No, I just think it's a good opener. If you guys
it's no Watch That Man, though, is it? Famously the best opener.
That's going to become a thing, isn't it? Okay, so time.
Time is how it's pronounced.
And then The Prettiest Star, on the other hand. I care not for Prettiest Star.
I think it's one of the filler songs.
It's going back again.
Realistically, I mean, you've got just Aladdin Sane, Driving Saturday, Panic in Detroit, Time, and possibly Lady Grinning Soul. And the rest of it.
Yeah,
the rest of it is merely good.
I agree, yeah.
Other than Watch That Man, which trumps them all.
Okay. Well, Prettiest Star was actually him redoing himself, because it was the first single he released after Space Oddity, the original version, which had Mark Bolan on guitar.
Sorry, I missed what you were saying. Say again.
Prettiest Star was the after Space Oddity. It was the next single he released.
What?
Yeah.
Presumably, when? What year?
If it was after Space Odyssey, it would have been... I think it was in 1970 he brought it out. So,
presumably he hadn't written any better songs in 1970?
No, and it sold only 800 copies.
God, they must be worth a fucking fortune.
I imagine they are, yeah. And even on the cover, he's still got the old Space Oddity curly hair and holding a acoustic guitar.
The Prettiest Star.
The Prettiest Star.
I think that basically, I mean, I've never heard that version. Is it?
Yeah, you can get it. It's very similar.
Very Space Odyssey? Or...
No, sorry, it's very similar to the redone version.
They've just, bung some piano on it.
Yeah, all they did really was just take Bolan off and put Ronson in. So, and there's an anecdote when they...
A canny substitution.
Yeah. When they recorded it in the studio, they did a bang-up job, very happy. There wasn't any animosity, and then right at the end of recording, the lady Bolan was with said, "He's too good to be on your record," which kind of soured Bowie's day, apparently.
She didn't call that right, did she?
No. So I don't really like the riff. It sounds corny.
Yeah, it's not great.
Vague doo-wop in it. That was another fact. Apparently, when he wrote it, he used it to propose to Angie down the phone. Prettiest Star.
I do! Well, bet you regretted that. Because, famously he adored his ex-wife. But didn't at all think she was dreadful.
I couldn't possibly comment.
I've never met the lady, but we have characterised her as a parrot.
I think that speaks for itself.
Yep. Good job done. Let's spend the night together.
Must we? Because the Crimson King will charge us more.
Yeah. Well, I really like it.
It's jaunty. I prefer it to the Stones original.
Yeah, but I prefer Brian Ferry's version too. Huh. Let's spend the night together. That's really good.
Fast, loose, and sexy. I mean, when I was a kid,
Thanks.
Well done, you. I liked this song more when I was a kid.
Yeah.
For me, it kind of listening to it as a young, peach of a lad. To me, it summed up everything that it was to probably be a rock and roll artist.
Yeah. The sniggering is. I mean, I'm sure you were a peach of a lad.
Has someone just run a funny flag up the mast or something?
Yeah. Crude drawings of you and your peach.
I'll see them in an irons.
Nice. Thank you. I agree entirely. I do still like it. I like it.
I don't mind it, but yeah, it feels like a filler track.
Shallow.
Yeah.
Shallow. Well, that's what it is. Cover, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the cover song.
That's another poll that we need to do.
His best cover that's not on Pinups.
Well, I mean, do you think if you're going to do a poll on that, I think you can't not include Pinups?
Well, that's something because Pinups is just an entirety of covers, so that's the covers album.
But they are covers from that period in time. They're
from 64 to 67.
Yeah, they're quite. I don't mean I mean in the style, not in the vintage of the song. They're quite 70s.
Mm.
And I really like it. But I mean, you can't. I think that would be a good poll. What was his best ever cover?
Yeah.
You obviously being a fan of Wild is the Wind.
Oh yeah. Ooh. Sorry, Lord Reef. Sorry.
He didn't think you were being informative, educational, and entertaining.
So I thought I was mocking his ailment of being dead.
Yeah, well, it's a difficult.
Do you know how difficult it is?
It's a difficult condition to live with. Tremendous.
Good time had by all, except Lord Reef.
Apart from Lord Reef.
Because Paul has neglected to put out any spectral nibbles again.
Spooky nipples.
It's got a bat on the bag.
I have a question. And it's about the Gene Genie. Do you have anything to say about that song? Because for me, it's fallen prey to the Rebel effect.
Entirely. It's basically every time
Rebel, but
every time on say like Radio 2, they say, well, next we've got some David Bowie coming up. I can guarantee you almost 9 times out of 10 it's going to be fucking Gene Genie.
Or Rebel.
Or Rebel. Possibly Heroes, but more likely Gene Genie or Rebel.
Yeah, why?
I think just because they're very easy 70s rock songs. They fit in with a lot of... They sound very... like they could be by a lot of other people. I mean, it is a good riff, but once you've listened to it, it's very repetitive and you can get bored of it very quickly.
As indeed I personally have.
Yeah. I also think in terms of the...
Don't get me wrong, I would defend it to the death in front of anybody else maligned it, but...
I'm not. How dare you?
Yeah,
I think it sounds like it could almost be a Bruce Springsteen song in terms of lyrics.
The Gene Genie! That's Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, you're Bruce.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yep, well done.
Working class.
Apparently Iggy Pop once again rears his head. He was inspiration. Falling back on the floor in his jeans, half naked, and such. Apparently it's not based on him, but it's inspired by Iggy.
David saw a man falling over,
and
that's what the song's based on.
I've just seen Iggy Pop falling over. Gigi.
The fact that it's Iggy Pop is almost secondary, really, isn't it? It's about a man falling over.
Yeah. He sounds like a reptile. Iggy Pop.
Boring.
It was also written to amuse Surinder Fox, who was one of Andy Warhol's set.
Andy Warhol.
Oh yeah, this is a fun. It's another fact that could be complete bobbins, but I quite enjoyed it.
Mm.
When it came out in the UK, it only just stayed in the top 10, whereas our friends The Sweets released Blockbuster, and it went to number 1, and lots of people thought they had very similar sounds and riffs, which they kind of do.
Yeah.
And
he had the songs, but yeah.
Yeah, and Gene Genie actually came out before Blockbuster, but they went to number 1. And then when
Blockbuster is much better than Gene Genie.
Yeah, and then when Nicky Chin from The Sweet saw Bowie at a party, apparently Bowie stood up, stone-faced, went over to him, called him a cunt, then broke out into a big smile, gave him a hug and said, "Congratulations."
Oh. I mean, that took some fruits and lemons. And then he turned out to be delightful.
And then everyone had a great time.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me, that story, of when we met our celebrity friends. A similar sort of hostility leading to a firm friendship.
Yes, it's lasted, I think.
Yeah, they're both still alive. Lady Grinning Soul. No, Lady Grinning Soul's brilliant.
Mm-hmm. So it's the third and probably more fluttery of the piano songs.
Mm. Garson's playing delicately on this one.
It's incredible the speed he plays on this.
But the man's got magic fingers.
He really does. That's because of...
and I'm speaking as one of his lovers.
I think it's because of all the phetons he has in his system, allowing him such dexterity.
Yes, I mean, that's definitely true. Because if
it
there's
is
one
indisputably true.
If there's one other thing that's definitely true, it's that Scientology is real.
It's without question that spooky alien ghosts have helped him to create such a wonderful craft.
That's correct. We are all just meat puppets inhabited by the dead, spooky, dead alien ghosts from far away.
Lord Reeve, have you seen any spooky aliens in the ghost world?
Absolute poppycock.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lord Reeve.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, we're casting aspersions on people's beliefs.
I was just going to say, Paul, but we should be more tolerant of people's beliefs.
Hey, we're all here for a nice time.
You're very right, Paul. I mean, we're being very out of line here, Paul.
Who the hell let Robert Smith take his tie off?
Robert, damn it!
Oh, no, it's fine. They've gone.
Everyone, party hats!
We can stop listening to abrasive punk now.
Someone just put that Phil Collins on.
Oh, God, that's nice.
Oh, it's an oasis in that drone we were just listening to.
As we ease ourselves into the Simply Red hour.
Oh, bliss. It's only love doing its thing, babe.
Do you want to talk about that, or Lady Grinning Soul?
Well, once we get through Bowie, we should go do a Simply Red podcast.
No. I'm not doing that.
God. See, you can sit there and just...
What the hell am I going to say? Oh, it sounds a lot like the other one.
Get angry and drunk while I just smile and love every moment of it.
Nice. Can we listen to Something's Got Me Started again, please? No! We've done that.
We've listened to Stars. We must now move on to Love in the Russian Winter.
God. How many albums did he do? And
more than you think.
What? They all sound not quite as good as Stars. Something's got me started.
Love Stars so much.
You love everything Simply Red has ever done.
That's not true. I didn't love the last couple of albums.
Because love is not loving. Ah! What did you merely like them a lot?
I only gave Big Love 10
out of 10
and a half out. No, I didn't care for that album.
Did you not like it?
No. Because unsurprisingly, this may shock you, it sounds like incredibly middle of the road.
No.
Acoustic-y.
No.
It sounds like music made by a man who stopped listening to new music in about 1973.
Champion of the left field, Mick Hucknall.
But have you heard his old punk stuff?
No.
What are they called? Something like the Frantic Elevators.
Go on.
They've got songs called Hunchback of Notre Dame, which is a proper, like, minute-and-a-half punk dirge. And early versions of Holding Back the Years, where it's a bit quicker.
Holding back the years!
Yeah, but not in a Chinese accent.
Well, terrible raises.
Lady Grinning Soul, we'll get back on topic.
Yeah, I still like it. I mean, I've said all there is to say.
Oh!
No, you are right. It's a Garson. It's one of the Garson triptych.
The guitar in it goes very flamenco as well, so it's very...
Can you hear flamenco, like the word flamenco, without thinking of innuendo?
No, I really can't.
No, neither can I. I can't. I've seen... I mean, I know you've just come back from Madrid, and like you actually went there.
I actually saw... And I was watching these flamenco dances, and all I could think was...
Yeah, every single time.
And
I've seen actual flamenco.
And I kept thinking, whatever will be, will be.
Brian May is turned it up here again.
There's so much you could say, but I can't think of what to say, because I love Lady Grinning Soul. It's a very haunting track. I think it should be better known than it is. I think it's... Other people have mentioned it as well. I think it's one of the great underrated Bowie songs.
Yeah, I think that's right. And then in terms of the...
It's one of his finest pieces of music.
Yeah, but in terms of the closers as well, like we both agreed that Rock and Roll Suicide meant a lot to us because it's that whole "you're not alone" thing. Lady Grinning Soul doesn't have that.
No,
it's a far more negative song. But I think it's a much more negative album.
It is, yeah. He's starting to become...
like Starman is fundamentally optimistic, really, isn't it? He's waiting in the sky and wants to meet you.
The prophecy of Ziggy, where he's talking, he has this story of a burned out rock star. He's actually become...
Belay that concept!
He's actually, in Aladdin Sane, he's actually living that life now.
And he don't like it.
He don't like it.
He don't like it, does he?
He's it's coming across... like you say, songs are becoming a bit more negative. Yeah. And they're becoming much more based around saying what he sees about drugs and excess and...
He needs to surrender his ego and be free.
Be free! Yeah, so it is Ziggy Stardust went to America and went, oh, baloney!
That's how it's often described.
That is
Ziggy goes to America.
That's the tagline of the album.
And that's what it is.
Yeah, it is.
That's not a bad thing.
So, yeah, and I would say it's an album of musically two halves. You've got the throwback glam songs, and then you've got the forward-thinking...
You've got some absolute high watermarks.
But some of the finest songs he ever not even wrote, but just composed. Produced.
Some of his best lyrics. And then you've got some filler.
Yeah.
But Bowie filler, so still better than...
Still better than a lot of other people's.
Better than a lot of other people's best work.
Yeah.
I mean, Gene Genie, I'd rather listen to that than virtually anything
Oasis have ever done. Yeah, Gene Genie as well. It is actually a very good rock song. It's just I'm bored to fucking tears of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
It didn't take a long time for me to get bored of it either.
No. I listened to it a lot as a kid. It was on in the car a lot. So favourite track on the whole thing?
Time.
It's one of the three piano ones for me. I'm just trying to think which... Because I'm listening back to these podcasts now, I realise every time we do this, I always say, oh, there's three I really like, I can't decide.
Yeah, and as I say to you in every single episode, you got to pick.
Yeah.
Nobody is saying to you that the other songs will then be destroyed. You're not choosing one to be saved. You're just saying, I like that one. The bad seeds have gone. It's a low-stakes game. The Crimson King has absolutely no interest in us, and he's just left back, really, his staff.
I think I'm going to go to the title track. Yeah, going with Aladdin Sane. I think that's my favourite on the album. There you go.
Okay. Question there. Because obviously next it's Pin-Ups, isn't it?
Which is a throwback covers album.
Yes, it is. But so, in terms of the great game, I think you have to pick one that indicates what Diamond Dogs is going to sound like, not what Pin-Up sounds like.
Yeah, let's do that then. Well, it's definitely one of the piano ones, because the other ones are all just sound like throwbacks.
Watch that man.
Yeah, you could be onto something there.
It's got the saxophone in it. And to be honest, I hate to say it, but Gingy.
Well, yeah, well, that just pairs up with Rebel Rebel.
Well,
I'm
that's what I mean.
tempted to say something like Lady Grinning Soul, because it then puts me in mind of the Sweet Thing Candidate and Sweet Thing Reprise. Or Reprise. This is toughy.
Yes, it is.
This is the toughest great game we have encountered.
You know, many hours of podcasting.
Yes.
Cast the pod. I don't know. I'm really struggling.
Shit. Could it be there isn't actually one, really? Because he was just playing around with so much different stuff at this time? Or just for the sake of our own sodding game, we have to pick one?
I think that's the case, yeah. We've made a rod for our own back.
Right. Do you know what, actually? I'm going to go with Time. Because it's the most theatrical sounding, and Diamond Dogs is anything...
Oh, God, yeah, it's not an understated record, is it? Oh,
if there's one word you can say for Diamond Dogs, it's theatrical.
Well, I would have said demure. No, you are right.
So, not necessarily in terms of sound, like musically.
Hey,
in terms of
Bewley Brothers, and musically it didn't fit.
Yeah, I just think in terms of the scope he's going for and the breadth of the songs, I think Time is a good indicator of where he's going. I'm going to go with that.
Is that or possibly?
Damn it! I thought it was so close.
Damn it!
Damn it! Yeah, boom.
We'll say that for the time being, but I'm keeping an option on it.
Okay, right.
So I may well say something else. I'm also, please let us know what you think.
Yeah, actually, do help us out on that one.
Please.
If you want to give us a shout via Facebook, Twitter, or email us at breakingglasspod@gmail.com. Really, genuinely like someone's input on that one.
Yeah, and please do also weigh in on what do you think his finest album cover is.
Yes. Which we didn't really speak
Never Let Me Down or Tonight.
We didn't really speak about the Aladdin Sane album cover that much.
I think we mentioned the fact that it's the most iconic.
It's the most iconic.
And what is that thing on his shoulder blade?
Is it Pepsi?
Could it be Pepsi?
No, but that was actually the Brian Duffy, the photographer's idea for that.
What, just stick some goo on it?
Yeah, put some goo on you.
Bit goo.
And the lightning bolt is supposed to show a cracked mind. That's what it's supposed to represent.
Oh, I always assumed it was because he moved so fast. Like his brain is lightning fast.
Yeah, no.
Where did you get your fact from?
IKEA.
Mine came from my brain.
Mine's from IKEA.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, were you in home offices?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just getting a new pen holder. Pencil pot.
Pencil
pot. Do you want to talk about anything else while we're here, Adam?
We've asked people what their favourite artwork is.
Sorry.
Oh, excuse me.
Sorry, this party is winding down.
Well, Robert's going around with a bin bag. So.
Oh no, he's got the pointed expression out. I think, can't see.
It's difficult, isn't it, because of his huge hair.
And no one's told him he's left his visor on from his earlier accounting.
He doesn't have to do it himself, that's the tragedy. I've met his accountant.
You find one that doesn't charge an arm and a leg at an hourly rate, and I'll listen to you.
Absolutely ridiculous. It's my money they're counting.
Massive hassle.
We've asked people about the artwork, we've asked people to do our job for us, well, our self-imposed job.
Yep.
And tell us what they think. What is it? Does anything on Aladdin Sane evoke Diamond Dogs for you?
I haven't mentioned though, which I keep meaning for us to talk about very briefly though, is during this period that he went and produced Transformer for Lou Reed.
Yes.
Well, just after Ziggy, so we really should have mentioned this at the front of the podcast, but yeah, it was before Aladdin Sane that he went off, which was a pretty big deal for him as a massive Velvets fan and Lou Reed lover. Not in the physical sense, as a fan. him and Ronson went off from producer. And you can hear, I think, certainly the backing vocals on Aladdin Sane, you can hear some of the leftovers of that style they created.
I always thought that Lou Reed hiring Bowie was
a savvy move.
Yeah, I mean, it smacked of sort of, I really need to make some money.
I need some hits because I make really boring songs.
And this cat is making money. But then, of course, they did actually become friends.
Yeah, they did. Which is nice, isn't it?
It is nice.
It is lovely at the 50th show, the one after Robert Smith threw his tantrum.
Ugly.
It is very nice when Lou Reed comes out and they do a few songs. And you can see David Bowie looking at him with massive affection. And the whole night, everyone else is there with a big grin on their face because they're stood next to David Bowie doing his songs. That's the only time in the evening you see David Bowie grinning like a Cheshire cat because he's doing songs with Lou Reed.
Well, I mean, after the farce with Robert Smith.
Yeah, that was just
causing the scene. Have you ever heard? I mean, you didn't listen to.
Sorry, I just like to say, I know a big story or something's coming because you just leaned so far back in your chair and that kind of like. When I was a lad, I remember.
I used to watch the marsh warblers swooping in the undercroft. No, you didn't listen to Adam and Joe, did you?
No.
When they were on Six Music, there's again, I've told you before. I think you should. They're really good, but they play a clip of Lou Reed, who famously doesn't like being interviewed.
Yeah,
being interviewed by Lauren Laverne.
Oh, I've heard of this interview.
Oh, he likes Lauren.
Yeah.
He likes Lauren. She says things like, Lauren, who's married, and so on, and he's flirting shamelessly with him. It's sensational. He's going, you don't like journalists, do you? He goes, well, actually, there are some journalists I'm quite fond of.
Lou! Paxman.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's why we didn't deploy Paxman.
Needed a soft, feminine touch.
Lauren Laverne's very good, I think.
She is very good.
Yeah, that's well worth tracking down.
All right,
very, very funny. Because Lou Reed is just clearly a man that is used to, as soon as he turns on the charm, which for him, I believe, meant stop being an arsehole for a minute. Presumably he was used to just being drowning in Quim. Why that? What that word as well? Why does that mean lady bits?
I don't know.
Baffles me as a piece of slang. Quim.
But mentioning interviews as well, it's well worth tracking down if you've not heard it. When with Bowie's 50th birthday, and Scott Walker sent him a birthday message.
Is it him wailing while he assaults a pig?
I'm not sure why you played me that. No, I mean, he wishes him happy birthday whilst I imagine he's... God knows what he's working on at the time.
He's just juggling
cogs. He says, like, the lines like, I'll have a drink for you just the other side of midnight. Which, if you were to say it normally, you'd be like, just the other side of midnight, I'll have a drink. The way Scott Walker says it sounds like he's in this David Lynchian...
Well, if you were to say, I'll have a drink for you just the other side of midnight, I'd call you a wanker.
Have one now, man, God damn it!
God's sake, what are you hanging around for? But Scott Walker, the other side of midnight.
Oh, that sounds like a spooky place.
What enigmatic existence are you leading, Scott?
And then Bowie sounds quite choked up. He struggles to find the words to say how nice that was to get that message. I think he does refer to him as like the master or something like that.
Absolutely. Thank God that Scott Walker didn't sing Happy Birthday to him, because then nobody else would be able to, ever.
Get your coats, everyone.
Stop it. Walker's done it. Happy birthday. Like a ghost.
So, should we bring this ship into port of the Crimson King?
Then the harbour that has just appeared in this court.
Oh. So something's worth the money then, because we paid out of our arses for this space.
Yeah, considering we're doing our own catering.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Paul.
Cheers, Paul.
So you can download us on iTunes and Stitcher and SoundCloud, and,
which you already know. Because,
if you
kind of listening to this, you already have.
It would be fantastic if you happen to enjoy listening to us. It'd be great if you can give us a hit on the old subscribe button, so it helps us kind of get out there, and it will help those checks clear. because, I'm in desperate need of a new suit.
To be fair, we've been quite big time about the huge riches. But to be honest, the revenue stream, it's more potential than actual at the moment.
Yeah. So thank you to Vulturehound, our sponsors, vulturehound.com, for all the reviews of music, film, television and wrestling. And thank you as always to Jock Norton for the music. And I think that covers it for this week. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone and bye Mum.
Cheerio.